Hi everybody, welcome to Campfire Discussions with me, Brandy. Um, there's a lot to talk about tonight, and so and you know what? I'm gonna post pictures tonight of the project I just completed that I was working on last time. It turned out so good, you guys, and the lady I made it for just picked it up, and it was really cool because it's in memory of someone that they had lost, and they're going to have it on display, and it's really cool. So I was really excited about that. This new project I'm working on, you can't really tell much right now. I just kind of started it. There's the wood, and I just barely put anything on there, so you can't really see it, but it's gonna say it's for a local food truck here in town, Keelan's Dogs. It's my gift to them. I'm just doing it for them because they mentioned that they wanted something cool like that. So I decided I'd gift them a really cool sign. It's gonna say Keelan's Dogs, and then Estacada, Oregon. Maybe I'll put established year if I have enough room. So tonight there's a lot to discuss. I wanted to start with the hardest part to talk about. That way we can move on to making fun of people and all the stuff we love to do. Last night, as I was looking up stuff on the bill in Florida, when I was looking up Florida, I came across this horrible tragedy of Tyre Sampson. And he is this 14-year-old boy. There he is right there. He was at Icon Park, which is an amusement park in Florida, and he sadly, an accident on a ride caused his death. Now I'm going to read a little bit about what they say, and then we'll show a few pictures. So this free fall ride, basically it says, according to an operating manual for the free fall ride, the weight limit for the ride was about 287 pounds. Sampson's father said he weighed 325, so Tyre should not have been allowed on the ride to begin with. I know there are reports saying that other rides before this one weren't allowing him on because of safety issues. The limitation in their guidebook of in their training for this ride says, be careful when seeing if large guests fit into seats. Check that they fit within the contours of the seat and the bracket fits properly. If this is not so, do not let this person ride. Now, there's a picture that we have that you can clearly see he is not properly in the seat. The circle is Tyre, and if you compare the harness to his friends next to him, you can see that bottom piece there is not locked in whatsoever. Now they're locked in. He is not locked in. He's basically just sitting there with it sitting on his shoulders. And the lawyers for his family want to know if negligence about his size or other factors played a role. It goes on to say investigators on Saturday continued to examine what happened Thursday night when Tyre dropped out of his seat from a 430-foot free fall amusement park ride that is taller than the Statue of Liberty. The ride takes patrons up to this height. Oh, look at that wonderful memorial they've got. That's right outside the ride, and it looks like if you look at the sidewalk, you can see where people are carving little sayings into the sidewalk as well. It takes them up. They face the ground for a moment or two, and then they plummet towards the ground at speeds of 75 miles an hour. This is just awful. I mean, I on purpose did not put the video on here tonight because when I came across this, I watched it. I had no idea anything about this story. I didn't know what it was about. And so I was like, sure, I'll watch the video. It does have a warning on there, but there's warnings on everything, even Bible verses now. So I wasn't expecting what happened. There's a picture here where you can kind of see, but that's as, oh, did you maybe the other one's not on there. So there was a picture I had that you can kind of see him falling out of the seat, but you don't see any more than that. If you want to see what happened, you can look it up. But I'm gonna warn you, it's really, really, really traumatizing. I was up the entire night because of this. I maybe got an hour of sleep this morning. It's super traumatizing. It's scary. It's not for the faint of heart. So, just warning you guys. I just wanted to personally say that we're praying for his family, and we need to be more aware of the safety measures going into things like this. I think they should be held. These amusement parks need to be held to very high standards, and it's just sad. It's just awful. 14-year-old kid. His friend said that as he was going up. So in the video, if you see the video, you'll see the attendant kind of flirting with some girls and checking on the girls, and this I want to call her some names, was complaining about if they checked her when they had already checked her a couple times. And Tyre is sitting over there. It's clearly not in the seat properly. I mean, I'm not even someone that runs a ride, and I can see that. They don't check him. As he's going up, you can see him kind of trying to get their attention. And his friend said that as they're going up, once they got up there, he said, "Tell Mama and Daddy I love them." So he knew something bad was going to happen, and that's just awful. I mean, he might have been a big boy and an athletic boy, and apparently he was really gifted in sports, but he was still only 14, you guys, and that's just, I mean, I can't even imagine. So that's all I was going to say about that, but we are praying for his family, and I really hope that they come to a conclusion. And if it were me, I'd be suing the park. That's just my opinion. I would be investigating the crap out of this, finding out who's responsible, and maybe that's just the mama bear in me, but I'd be doing something, that's for sure. In other news, so you guys all watch the boys and Miss Val have a good old time teasing about the Chris Rock and Will Smith slap, and then also, going over it, trying to figure out what their thoughts were about this. And I have a few thoughts, so I wanted to give you a few of my thoughts. Now, I don't have a bunch of pictures or video because everybody saw it last night. But here's my thoughts. Initially, just like Joel, I thought, well, yeah, he's defending his wife, and as a wife with a disability, I know my husband would stand up for me. But there's so much more to this story. There's so much more going on here. For one, violence is never the answer, and I feel like it was really inappropriate what Will Smith did. I also feel like there's more to it. So Chris Rock, I guess, has been picking on Jada for a long time. And so this is something that's been bothering this family, obviously. Obviously, this has been bothering Will. And he also has this wife who, the guys were kind. They were kind to Jada, but she's a royal bitch, you guys. I mean, she cheated on him. And then they have this little round table, show discussion where she says, "I cheated on you because I wanted to feel good." And it was so eye-opening for me and a wonderful experience. And Will is kind of forced into this open marriage. Now, they didn't have an open marriage before that, but she kind of forced him into this open marriage after cheating on him with a young kid. I mean, he was an adult, but a kid compared to her. And it's just this crazy dynamic in their marriage. It feels like he's having to prove himself to her. And that's why I think he initially laughed. And then when he saw her reaction, he wanted to fight for her honor, show her something. I mean, I don't know if he's grasping onto his marriage with fingertips. I don't know. But either way, it was inappropriate behavior. We found out that the apology from Chris Rock was not real. I did watch a video today, and if you guys get a chance, go look at it. You can see Chris Rock's reaction after the fact, so like after the award's given out, and his face is just heartbroken. It looks like his best friend just stomped on his heart. It was just awful. And I know that there are those that I've talked to a lot of people about this. Of course, it's got us distracted, right? I've talked to a lot of people about this, and some have said, Chris Rock can mess with people. He doesn't have any boundaries, and now he's coming out smelling like a rose again. Yeah, he's coming out smelling like a rose. That's true. But in this case, he's not right. And I will get to the questions in a minute. I only have a couple on here. Hopefully they're coming through. He's not right for what he said. And if somebody attacked my lupus, I'd want to punch him in the face or other places too. But I don't think I would do it on national television. So there's that balance there. So somebody said yummy veggie dogs there at Keelan's Dogs. Yes, they're amazing. And if you haven't tried their gyros, oh my gosh, I got one the other day and I am not a gyro fan. Holy crap, it was good. And they're not even a sponsor, but I love the guys that run it. They're amazing. They're beautiful souls. So I have no problem talking as much good about them as I can. Somebody said, okay, so this is back to Tyre. The kid had been turned away twice on other rides because his size prevented him from being properly secured. Why did this ride operator allow him on? My opinion on that is he wasn't paying attention. If you've seen the video, in my opinion, when I'm watching it, the attendant looks like he's just too busy flirting with the girls. I mean, that's the honest truth. I think he wasn't paying attention. He was too busy flirting. He was too busy talking to people that he was wanting to talk to and ignoring everybody else. And I think that's disgusting. And especially, there needs to be a high level of training. There needs to be some serious consequences. And there needs to be rules set in place. If you're going to run a ride like this, safety needs to be top priority. And if an employee doesn't realize that, they shouldn't be there. It's just, and maybe this guy should be held legally accountable. I mean, I don't know if that's something that can happen, but I mean, involuntary manslaughter, negligent homicide, I don't know if any of that's possible, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be looking into all that stuff. Both of the Smiths have been open about their struggles with mental health issues this past year. Yeah, from what I understand, they both have some mental health issues. They have some weird family dynamics. Now, am I saying that makes it right to make fun of her illness? Absolutely not. But I think there's a lot more to it than just a guy slapping another guy. I also would like to say that if I walked up there and slapped Chris Rock, I would have been hauled off like that. If Joel had walked up and slapped him, he would have been hauled off like that. There is a set privilege there that nobody's really talking about, that the Smiths were able to continue to stay there and sit in the front row, and somebody else took a video and you can see Jada laughing at him punching or slapping him, and then laughing about the whole situation and thinking it's funny. It's just really disrespectful. Now, the Academy has come out and said that they tried to get him to leave and he didn't leave. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I think they're covering their butts. Now they're saying they're going to do something, whatever. I think they would have just let it slide if they didn't get the flack that they got. That's just my personal opinion. Somebody said I was hinting for Keelan's to become a sponsor. They should. That would be awesome. But we'll see how that goes. It's called negligent homicide. Okay, see? So there you go. Somebody says my question on the slap, put it culturally. Too often the AA culture uses aggression. They are often far more confrontational Caucasians as a generality. Where would this be if it were not at an Oscars when it happened? Would it be seen as cultural or wrong? Honestly, I'll take a few fistfights over guns any day. Wow, that's a loaded question. So, in my opinion, I think if this happened on the street, obviously no one would have cared. The whole point, the whole reason that it's a big deal is because it was on the stage in front of millions and they're supposed to be behaving themselves. They is in Hollywood. I don't know if I agree with the whole white people are more aggressive. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I think that, and I think there is a privilege right now happening in our world where it's backwards from what we used to be. We've gone back. We've gone back several decades, and now the group that can get away with more is the opposite of the group that used to be able to. And I think there's a lot of nuance to that. Do I think that anybody should get away with it? No. I think that something should be done. It is battery, and it is wrong. But do I think if we're in regular day life and Will Smith had walked up and slapped Chris because he was mouthing off to his wife, do I think anything major would have been made of it? No, unless paparazzi was there, and maybe. Do I think it was staged? I don't know. I thought it was, but then when I saw the actual slap, I'm second guessing that, but there's a lot to that. So, I got to take a break and talk about a sponsor. So we had Miss Val on last night, and she brought us pizza. And if you've ever had Hitching Post pizza, they're amazing. My favorite pizza of anywhere I've ever had pizza, and I've eaten a lot of pizza. She's incredible. She's one of a kind. She is such a special lady. I love her to death. She loves our community. She loves our country, and she's just all around amazing. So if you ever have a hankering for pizza anywhere near Estacada, come support her. She deserves it. She's incredible, and here's her video. Okay, we're back. So, back to the question of, do I think it was staged? I don't know. I mean, I think it still could come out that it was staged. It says something that Chris Rock hasn't filed charges, but it also says something about his behavior right after that I've seen today. He looks genuinely shocked and genuinely hurt, you guys. And Chris Rock is not a great actor. I mean, he's a so-so comedian, but he's not that great of an actor. Will Smith is an amazing actor, regardless of his personal stuff going on. But Chris Rock isn't that good of an actor. I don't think that he'd be able to pull that off. So, I'm not sure it's staged. I think they're taking a good opportunity at using it to get attendance and stuff for the Oscars. But I don't know if I would say it's staged. So there's more I wanted to talk about. And this is a lot, okay? There's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of different people talking about this, and that's the HB 1557 bill, which is also known as the Don't Say Gay bill by the media that's trying to destroy it. I wanted to first talk to you guys what this bill actually is, and then we're going to talk about the crazy reactions and why those reactions are so dangerous. So the HB 1557 bill is actually referred to, technically, the actual name they're referring to it is Parental Rights in Education Bill. Now, what that means, what this bill will do, is it will now prevent teachers in Florida public schools from holding any classroom instruction about sexual orientation or gender identity from grades kindergarten to 3rd grade. While some parents have defended it as a way of determining their own ways of introducing such LGBTQ topics to their children, many others have said it suppresses LGBTQ expression and conversation by seeking to remove it from the classroom altogether. What it really does, it doesn't say gay anywhere in the bill. It doesn't say that LGBTQ plus kids aren't allowed to talk about their family lives or aren't accepted or aren't allowed to say that my parents are gay or, anything, or I feel this way. It doesn't say any of that. All it says is from kindergarten, which is like 5 years old, to 3rd grade, which is 8 to 9 years old, they are not allowed to instruct, meaning have it in their instructions, in their curriculum. These tiny, tiny babies, they're not allowed to, the teachers are not allowed to instruct these tiny babies on their gender identity and sexual orientation. Now, I don't know about you, but that sounds great to me. I wish they'd go all the way through high school. Because at the end of the day, especially this age group, okay, this age group should not even be thinking about sex, let alone be confused in their minds about sexual orientation and gender identity. None of that should be anywhere near their thought process. And I say this to my nephew, nieces, my goddaughter, my daughter. They come to me and ask me, because kids are talking and all this stuff, they ask me questions like, well, should I be worried about my sexuality? Because there's like 1,000 sexualities now. Should I be worried about my gender identity? Is that something I need to... And I maybe I'm too blunt for some parents, but I say, are you having sex? And they go, ew, Aunt Brandy or Mom, ew, what are you talking about? Why would I'm way too young for that. Then you're too young to be having that discussion or even worrying about it. And putting this on our kids' heads, putting this on their shoulders is really, really dangerous. It can mess with them for life, you guys. So this bill is not endangering gay children or LGBTQ plus division, multiplication, equal sign. It's not endangering those kids at all or those families. It's not pushing them away. It's not telling them they're not allowed to be who they are. It's saying that you're not allowed to indoctrinate my child. And in my opinion, that's wonderful. But apparently, there's a crap ton of people who are jumping on the virtue signaling train. And I think they're going to find that this is going to screw them over in a lot of ways. And I think that this is a brilliant, personally, I think it's a brilliant move by DeSantis to do this, because he's opening our eyes to organizations and politicians and people that would rather fight for indoctrination of children and get angry that we don't want that. And that, to me, is scary as hell. So the first one I'm going to talk about, now I got to get working on this sign too. So the first one I want to talk about is Disney. So Disney said this. I'm going to tell you what they said, and then we are going to look at a pretty terrifying video. Okay. So Disney, this is coming from Disney. Florida's HB 1557, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill, which, by the way, side note, is already wrong, because that's not what the bill is. We've already been over this, right? But they keep perpetuating this lie. Think about why they're perpetuating that lie. I would love to know what people think about why they're perpetuating this Don't Say Gay piece. Anyway, so Disney says Florida HB 1557, also known as the Don't Say Gay bill, should never have passed and should never have been signed into law. Our goal as a company is for this law to be repealed by the legislature or struck down in the courts, and we remain committed to supporting the national and state organizations working to achieve that. We are dedicated to standing up for the rights and safety of LGBTQ plus members of the Disney family, as well as LGBTQ plus community in Florida and across the country. This is what a Walt Disney Company spokesperson said on Monday. Safety, they're going around acting as if this is a bill to strike down all LGBTQ plus people or kids or it has nothing to do with that. It has nothing to do with what a kid's sexuality is, their gender, whatever. It has nothing to do with that. The only thing this bill does is stop teachers from indoctrinating our kids into this belief system, teaching this curriculum so young. It's just crazy to me. There is a video. I want to see if anybody has anything to say. Somebody said the kids have protections to talk about what they want. Teachers do not. Exactly. The kids can talk still. The teachers are not allowed to teach it as a curriculum, meaning teaching it is much different than kids talking about their family lives. This is supposed to be for our families to decide, not for the teachers. Why is it their goal as a company? Aren't they in the entertainment industry? Exactly. And I'd like to say, Disney pretty much has 100% of parents on board up until this point. Because every parent I've ever talked to loves Disney content, loves their kids watching this, and now Disney is going to lose a shit ton of business. A crap load, okay? Because they're alienating parents by saying, I don't care that you want to have the right to teach your kid these kinds of things. I want to indoctrinate your children because it makes us feel better if these kids are already indoctrinated into this thought process. I don't get it, you guys. And also, there was a meeting. Now, I have a little video here where it's kind of shocking what is said here, but before we watch it, there was an all hands meeting in Disney, and one of the main ladies in Disney, she said, I have 2 LGBTQ plus kids. One is transgender and one is pansexual. I don't know what pansexual means. And she goes on to say that her goal is to have 50% of all their movies, their characters, to be LGBTQ plus. When, like, isn't it less than 1% of everybody is in that category? But yet Disney wants 50% of every character, every story to be that. Why is there such a push for this? Nobody I know, and they make us out to be the big bad devil, but nobody I know gives a crap about your orientation as long as you're not making me teach my kid that stuff too young. I don't care what you do. Just don't push it on my kids and don't take sports away from women. Those are my big 2 things. Okay? Nobody's in danger. Nobody is getting told that their lifestyle is wrong. We're just trying to protect our children, and since when did protecting kids become bad? So this video we have is another lady talking about how when she came into Disney, she was worried because her preconceived notions, but she realized that, oh, they would let her do whatever she wanted. So check it out.
It's like, I love Disney's content. I grew up watching, all of the classics. They have been a huge, informative part of my life. But at the same time, I worked at small studios most of my career, and I'd heard, you hear whispers. I'd heard things like, oh, they won't let you show this at a Disney show. And I'm like, okay. So I was a little sus when I started. But then my experience was bafflingly the opposite of what I had heard on my little pocket of proud family Disney TVA. The showrunners were super welcoming. Meredith Roberts and our leadership over there has been so welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. And so I feel like I felt like it was, maybe it was that way in the past, but I guess something must have happened in the last they are turning it around, they're going hard. And then all that momentum that I felt, that sense of I don't have to be afraid to let's have these 2 characters kiss, let's in the background this I was just wherever I could just basically adding queerness to if you see anything queer in the show, I'm proud family. But I just was no one would stop me, and no one was trying to stop me.
No one would stop me. And no one was trying to stop me. And they had no problem with my not-so-secret gay agenda. Why is that your agenda? Why is your agenda not to entertain children in a healthy way? Why is your agenda specifically targeted to adding queerness, as she put, in every which way she could, and no one would stop her? Think about that, guys. Disney. This is Disney. okay? I have grown up on Disney. I love Disney. And now my heart is a little bit broken, you guys, that they would not only have absolutely no regard for the people that give them money, but also they don't have any regard for the kids. It's just crazy to me. So we need to take a moment to talk about, we're taking a little break from this. We're going to come back. I will read your comments. We will also come back and talk more about this because I got a lot more to say. Hopefully I don't go over tonight. But I want to talk about Whitney Signs. They're the most incredible people. They serve the community in 1,000,000,001 ways. They have their work is beyond compare. There may be other people out there that think they can do it, but they can't. I'm sorry. I've seen some other companies pop up and they're nowhere near as good a quality or as good a reputation as Whitney Signs. So check it out, guys. And if you ever need a sign, go get one from them. If you ever need stickers, banners, signs, I'm telling you, check them out. They're amazing. Here you go. Okay, guys, welcome back. That is I love that little commercial because it shows such a cute personality of them, and that's just who they are, man. They're quirky, they're wonderful, just adore them. And one of they're owned by the mayor and his wife, so you can't get any better than that. I wanted to get a little bit of this painting done while we're here tonight because it feels like such a waste to sit here. I know I get to talking with my hands and I forget what I'm doing. So I wanted to also talk about, and this is what I call him, dumbass Ron Perlman. Okay, he's the guy who played Hellboy, among other things. He's a weird looking dude. He has apparently lately he's been on a rampage attacking all kinds of political people, mostly anybody that is conservative thinking, conservative leaning, anybody that is conservative. He's been on a rampage, you guys. And this guy not only is on a rampage, but he's on a rampage over something he is clearly not read. Check this out.
It's I love Disney's content.
Wrong video. There
Good morning, Governor DeSantis. Ron here. Don't say gay. Don't say as the first two words in a sentence spoken by a political leader of a state in the United States of America. Don't say. Don't fucking say, you fucking Nazi pig. Say. First Amendment. Read about it. Then run for office. You piece of shit.
I can only laugh at this jackass because he doesn't even try to hide the fact that he doesn't even know what the hell he's talking about. First of all, he starts with don't say gay. It's nowhere in the bill. Nobody is saying don't say gay except for the liberal biased media and these Hollywood pedophiles and these Hollywood idiots that are out there trying to make you think that that's what this bill is. This is a classic example of do your research, okay? Do your research. This bill has nothing to do with that. And the fact that he's out there throwing F-bombs and freaking out at a governor who is trying to protect the most precious of us is crazy to me. And you know what's funnier is most people, whether you're liberal or conservative, are in agreement of this bill. The only people that aren't are the ones that are out there being radical about it and making either assumptions or making this crap up to distract you or get you pissed off. Now, I was thinking that maybe all these people just didn't understand the bill and were confused. But now I'm thinking that there's a motive here, and it doesn't look pretty, you guys. I mean, what the hell? It's clearly not what they're saying it is, but they keep saying it over and over and over again, to the point that the first thing out of the mouths of the 3 women hosts of the Oscars was gay, 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 gay. Are we serious? Come on, man. It's just crazy to me. And then now we've got our dumbass governor here, Brownstein. She is such a freaking idiot. Yeah, put that heart up. We're only LGBTQ plus people, or LGBTQIA. But if you happen to be conservative, oh, she is no love for you, you guys. This is what Brownstein has to say. Oregonians are welcoming of our LGBTQIA community members. We want to make sure Oregon is a safe, inclusive, and welcoming place for all. This is a statement she posted in social media. She goes on to say she's horrified, outraged by the legislation that has signed into Florida and says it's making schools a less safe space for LGBTQIA plus kids. Now, this keeps changing. They can't even keep it together. They can't even keep the alphabet in the same order. We've got people saying LGBTQ plus, LGBTQIA, LGBTQIA plus. What is it? I can't keep up. And it's just crazy. She goes on to say, in Oregon, we say gay. And then it's like, I just can't get through. I just can't understand this concept, okay? In Oregon, we say gay, yet I am the least liked governor in the entire country. Okay, I'm going to pander to a very tiny percentage of people and totally alienate the rest of them, yet I am going to say that Florida is making schools less safe, but I'm allowing homeless all over my streets. I've made drugs legal, and you got people peeing on poles right next to a Saturday market and throwing up in the street and shooting up right in front of you and nothing is done. But this bill that stops teachers from indoctrinating our kids, that's the real danger. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, do you guys not see the craziness in this? I don't even know how to explain how much it feels like we're in the Twilight Zone. That's what it feels like right now. And we need new people in here. Oregon, if you're in Oregon, please vote differently. We need a big change, because I'm going to tell you right now, if we keep going this way, and if our country goes the way of what Hollywood and the media and Brown and Ron Perlman want, we are going to be living in an even worse society than we're in now. It's getting gross. It's getting really scary, guys. When people that we're supposed to, Hollywood thinks they're the moral better people than us and they have a moral high ground. I'm sorry, but if you're fighting to stop a bill that protects our kids from this confusing and dangerous ideology that they should not even be talked to about by anyone but their parents, regardless of your belief system, then, and also, this also teaches kids that their parents are not safe. Their parents are not someone they can trust. So how are they supposed to know who is safe? I mean, this just opens up an entire Pandora's box of danger. And it's just, if we keep going this way, you guys, our kids are going to be, there's going to be no future for them. It's scary. I'm not trying to scare you, but it's the truth. I do have some good news, though. So, on the end of Disney, right? If Disney's pissing you off like it's pissing me off, you'll be happy to hear this. So Daily Wire has come out, and that's the company that's like partially owned by Ben Shapiro. And they're talking about creating an alternative to Disney, a kids media, basically. And they go on to say, oh crap, sorry, I did something I shouldn't have done. Hold on. So they go on to say, the Daily Wire co-CEO Jeremy Boring in a statement said, Americans are tired of giving their money to woke companies who hate them. And that's basically the truth. Earlier this year, the Daily Wire told Axios its 12-month revenue hit $100 million for the first time in January 2022, up from roughly $65 million for the full year of 2020. This investment will go into building a line of live-action and animated children's entertainment on its streaming platform, according to a new press release. The company says the content will be available to Daily Wire subscribers starting in the spring of 2023. Children's content has been in the works for months, the company says. Boring, who also oversees the development of the Daily Wire's entertainment content, has brought on Eric Branscombe and Ethan Nicole of VeggieTales in the house, and Babylon Bee to head up kids' content development. That's exciting, because I grew up on VeggieTales, you guys. VeggieTales, 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 VeggieTales. Where is my hairbrush? Okay, anyways. So that's good news. I can't wait, because we're obviously going to need a better alternative for our children. Because Disney is not it, you guys. And this whole, like, invoking the safety aspect and talking about it being dangerous for our LGBTQIA plus minus, I don't know anymore, children is just a lie. It's all a lie. This don't say gay is a lie. It's not the truth. They're lying to you to invoke a certain emotion, you guys. And it's just craziness. And it's getting ridiculous. And I think, you know what? I think people are sick of it. I think that we're going to see some major changes this year in these elections. I think that people are tired of it. I really do. And it's about damn time you joined us, because we've been screaming at you for a while. That's if you're just deciding that you've realized that this is a problem. If you've already known it's a problem, well then thanks for sticking around and fighting with us. If you know it's a problem and you're screaming at the screen and you're feeling the same way I'm feeling, then you could be considered a pissed off patriot, right? Well, lucky for you, we have amazing line of pissed off patriot gear. Check it out. Woohoo! What do you guys think of that? I am obsessed. So we also, I don't know if you guys saw last night, but we also have a shirt that has a picture of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock, and it says the slap heard around the world, and then on the back of the shirt it says, Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me. Chris Rock is so funny. And then we have another one that has a guy being pulled over, and it says, do you know how fast you were going? And he says, no, I'm sorry, I'm not a physicist. Pretty good stuff, you guys. So keep going to our website, checking this stuff out. It's pretty cool. So, you know, I'm shocked I don't have more comments on here. I really want to know what you guys think about this stuff. Am I crazy? Am I freaking out over nothing? Like, is this something I shouldn't be worried about? Because to me, this feels very, very, very bad that we have not only these dumbasses that don't even read what they're screaming about, but the fact that it feels like such a push to get people to believe that that's what this bill is, instead of realizing that, hey, this is just a common sense bill to protect our kids. Like, am I the only one? I'd love to know, because to me, it's freaking me out, you guys. Yeah, it's an attempt at distracting us from the real issues. That's true. I mean, we have spent a lot of time talking about this bill and the slap, and less time talking about the fact that all this stuff is going on in the Ukraine. Oh my gosh, speaking of which, this is totally not on my subject, but I have to talk about it because I saw it right before I came on the show. Dumbass Biden was talking, and he was basically saying that the only reason that gas prices are up, well, there's a couple reasons. One of them is because of Putin, which, yes, that's part of the problem, Putin. Okay, that's the current problem. But he says before Putin, the problem was that local oil companies were not willing to drill because they like the demand being more than the supply, and they're stealing from fellow Americans. That's what he was saying. Like, not because we shut down the pipeline, no, but because current companies are deciding that they want the demand to be higher. They love the prices, which I'm sure they're enjoying making more money, but they're also not taking into account all the other stuff going on. I just thought that was really interesting of him to really throw our own local companies under the bus instead of talking about the real issue there. And also, we need to keep praying for this situation, this war that's going on, because I don't know if you know, but it's not pretty. It's not good. It wouldn't. I'm sorry, you can disagree all you want, but this would not have happened if Trump or someone equally as tough on these guys was in office. Okay? The second Biden decided that we were going to run away from Afghanistan with our tail between our legs and leave our Americans behind, leave soldiers behind, break the 200 and whatever year thing we had going on. The second he decided to do that was the second Putin said, you know what? Now's a good time to enact my plan. Now's a good time to try to become the master of the universe, or whatever he's telling himself. I'm sure that sick, twisted, screwed up guy is saying something freaky. Oh, look, I got some comments. Hollywood is crap. I don't watch movies from Hollywood actors anymore. All those Hollywood actors and actresses are woke idiots. It's true. At what point, and I don't remember, but I believe it was Obama era, the Obama era, when actors decided, you know what, I'm not going to just entertain people, but because I'm an actor or a singer or I'm rich and famous, people must know what I politically think and they must follow me. And when did it become that Hollywood had a right to tell us what politics we should be doing? Or when did Hollywood become these people who act like they set the moral standard? Like, what the hell? Where did that come from? Somebody said with Will Smith and Chris Rock is all staged just to up their ratings. I know, people keep saying that. And I get you, because the Oscars basically have no ratings anymore. I get you. And it's certainly not going to do any harm. But I think there's too much evidence now, you guys. It's not just staged. There's too much evidence there to keep saying it's all staged, it's all staged, it's all staged. Honestly, I feel like that would be the same as not reading the bill. Do your research. Don't take my word for it. Do your research and do it for more than one source. I'm telling you right now, my favorite person is Ben Shapiro and Daily Wire, because there's tons of people on there with different opinions. There's a lot more to it. And Candace Owens had a good point with the whole slap thing, that Will Smith is a product of this toxic masculinity crap, taking our masculinity away, and his wife basically pushing him into this lifestyle he doesn't want to be in. And he just broke. He snapped, you guys. And it is a mental health thing. Blah, 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 blah. These idiots think that they are our moral betters and we are supposed to look up to them. Exactly. That's what Ben Shapiro says too. The moral betters. And they are not our moral betters, okay? Like, what made you think that just because you can make movies and you make a ton of money that you're morally better than me? That makes no sense, okay? They have a public stage of stupidity. Yep. Stage or not, it's stupid either way. Wholly agree. Though it does make a good setup for celebrity deathmatch. But see, here you go. We're still talking about it, right? It's just crazy, you guys. I'd love to hear more about what you guys think about this bill. I think one of the reasons that they're pushing the whole "it's don't say gay" is because they're worried, because there's a lot of states that are taking this bill and going, you know what, we need that too. We need that too. Unfortunately, Oregon is screwed for now, because as long as Kate Brown's there, that's not going to happen for us. But you know what? We will keep fighting for our kids. I'll tell you that right now. And I sure as hell am not going to allow this crap. And I don't remember if I talked about this or not. I'm sure I did. But that mayor that stood up in this school board in Ohio, and he basically told the whole school board, if you don't resign right now, I'm filing charges. And this school board had this writing prompt that basically prompted teenagers in high school to talk about to create a sexy Disney scene and to talk about their favorite parts of a man's body and all this crazy stuff. This is the kind of shit that they're trying to protect kids from in this bill, okay? And it's just, you know, our world is going to hell in a handbasket. That's all I gotta say about that. Celebrity deathmatch would be fun, but I will say, I don't think Will Smith was trying to hurt him. If you look, he really did slap him. I mean, that video is clear as day. He slapped the shit out of him, just like Chris Rock said. But I think if Will Smith was trying to hurt him, I think he would have knocked him out cold. And Chris Rock is a professional in that aspect. He kept it together. He his little sad face, he didn't show on cameras that he knew of anyways. People got him on like personal video, but he was a true professional in that moment. I'll give him that. But man, this is just crazy. It's just crazy. I'm just shocked at where our world is right now, and I'm disappointed. But you know what? I see a movement. Like I said, I see a movement happening. I have huge faith in you guys, and I know a lot of left-leaning liberal people that I love and adore and cherish that are seriously second-guessing where they're standing right now, because even traditional liberals did not agree with indoctrinating our kids. Traditional liberals did not agree with this radical ideology. The radical left and the radical right are very dangerous. We need to just, like I say every week, we need to come together. We need to be there for each other. We need to start working together to do the right thing, to get the right people in leadership, and to stop allowing the media and Hollywood and these idiot people tell us what to think, tell us what to believe, to the point where we will literally scream on Twitter like Ron Perlman about something we haven't even read. Do your research, figure out what's really going on, and be there for each other. Stop allowing this crap to happen. I'm tired of it. Okay? Do good things. And I'll show you what I got so far. It's not a lot yet, but... Can you see that? That might be too bright. I don't know. It's so bright. The lights are too bright tonight. I don't think we're going to be able to see it. That's a little better. Anyways. Alright, guys. Thank you for joining me tonight. I hope you have a really good rest of your week. An awesome weekend. And if you're in Estacada, and this is a side note, if you're in Estacada and you're a strong person that can do a little bit of yard work, reach out to me. Because our nonprofit is trying to help this sweet elderly man that is dying from cancer. He doesn't have a lot of time left, and his one thing he wants is to have his yard done and nice and neat. So we're going out there tomorrow, hell or high water, whether it's just me or not. So if you're in Estacada or nearby and you would like to join in on that, I know it has nothing to do with the show, but I need to get some people out there. Please reach out to us. We will put the information out on the page so that you know how to reach us. And come help us make a dying man's wish come true. And on another note, be good to each other, stay safe, and thank you for joining me.
You're
God
so
bless.
beautiful.